After a lovely day in Marfa, Texas, we set our sights toward Big Bend, the first national park on our Great American Southwest road trip. We started the day getting some much-needed groceries for our next 4 days in and around the park. Our accommodations for the next 4 nights were 2 domes at Starstruck Glamping. They were, at the time we visited, a fairly new glamping site located in a beautiful remote area absolutely perfect for stargazing. The downside of that remoteness was the long drive to and from the park each day. We were over an hour away from the main visitor center. I suppose when I booked, it didn't seem quite so far on paper, but we'd come to find out that in reality, making the drive twice a day would be quite exhausting and costly. By the time we unpacked, it was a bit too late to head into the park given how early we wanted to get up the next morning, so after a little R&R, it was on to dinner.
It's funny. This line before it's okay. Oh, it's good.
Hey Philip, what's happening right now?
We're trying to cook dinner.
I'm not a jealous boy. I think we should have put the oil on the pork chops beforehand. Yeah. I struggled to make some Chinese food for dinner, but it turned out pretty well. Our goal for the next morning, besides taking some pictures at the entrance sign, was finding parking at the Lost Mine trailhead. I would highly recommend getting here as early as possible. We arrived around 8:30 in the morning, and there was just enough space for our car to squeeze in. We're about to start the Lost Mine Trail, our first one in Big Bend. The Lost Mine Trail starts off through a wooded area. In the moment, I think I described it as hobbity. It was very quaint and peaceful, with a steady but not difficult incline. It soon gave way to some gorgeous sweeping views. What you snacking on?
A delicious peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
The switchbacks on the second half of the trail also gave us some incredible views of the park. At one point, you could even see the Chisos Basin area, where, among other things, the visitor center and campground are located.
Pretty good sandwich.
It's turkey, pepper jack, cucumber, avocado, and mayonnaise.
My parents had graciously cooked us dinner the night before, so tonight it was my turn with the grill.
Tonight's dinner is grilled sausage, a bunch of grilled vegetables, macaroni salad, and potato salad.
We're doing the Maxwell Scenic Drive today. It's a 30-mile drive with a bunch of pullouts where you can take pictures and video. It should be fun. The Scenic Drive ends at the Santa Elena Canyon Trail, which we would hike later in the day, but we had many other viewpoints and small trails to visit beforehand.
Going to Santa Elena Canyon, which is right about.
We are at the Lower Burro Mesa Pour-Off Trailhead. It's a wordy one right there.
This trail was very low effort and high reward. Besides the beautiful desert plants, we also encountered a flurry of butterflies leading up to the pour-off at the end. I would highly recommend the stop.
What's for lunch today?
We're having salami, turkey, cucumber, avocado, and lettuce wraps, which you made, and they're very good.
The Santa Elena Canyon Trail had been closed for over a month due to flooding and only recently opened the very same week we visited. We came in knowing about the water crossing at the beginning of the trail, but I was still unprepared for how muddy and squishy it ended up being. The rest of the trail was much easier by comparison, and we welcomed the ample sunshine to help dry our clothes. So if you stand at the very end of the Santa Elena Canyon Trail, there is
an incredible echo on the canyon walls.
I want enchiladas.
With our last hike of the day complete, it was time to head back the way we came along the scenic route. Although a bit tired and dirty, we made one final stop at the Mule Ears overlook. This rock formation is iconic and aptly named, although there was some confusion at the time.
Definitely one mule. It's his ears, so I think it's the mule's ears.
Oh, like possessive.
Yes, the mule's ears. Not a bunch of mules' ears is.
But could also be mule ears? As in like the generic a mule ear?
Mule ears. I think it's mule's ears. Doesn't sound right.
It was our third night in the Big Bend area, and rather than cooking, we stopped in Terlingua at the Chili Pepper Cafe for dinner before heading back to our glamping site.
What'd you get?
Beef enchiladas.
I got the tamales. What did you get, Dad?
Fajita salad with beef.
And then Mom got the chipotle shrimp. Crushed it. Food is pretty good.
Yeah.
Not the best we've ever had, but for being in the middle of nowhere, pretty dang good. Today we're hiking to Emory Peak via the South Rim Trail. Should be around 15-ish miles. It's the tallest peak in Big Bend.
I'll see you around 5 p.m. hopefully.
Oh, yeah, or 6.
Yes.
It was our last day in Big Bend, and this would be our longest and most strenuous hike of the trip. My parents opted for the shorter window trail instead. The South Rim Loop is made up of a series of different trails, each with their own personalities. We would take it clockwise, starting on the Pinnacles Trail, which was full of beautiful meadows and switchbacks.
A lot of switchbacks.
The end of the Pinnacles Trail was marked by incredible, lush fields of wildflowers. We'd take lunch here before making the push to Emory Peak. The trail leading up to Emory Peak was not that difficult, and it lulled us into a false sense of security, surprising us at the end with a rock scramble that was vertigo-inducing and felt quite dangerous, even though it wasn't very strenuous. I thought the best part of the summit, besides the sweeping views, was seeing the tiny versions of landmarks we saw up close in the days prior. The trail to South Rim after descending Emory Peak was pure magic. At the time we went in early October, it was full of even more wildflowers than we saw earlier and felt like hiking through a dream. We finally made it to the South Rim of Big Bend. South Rim was, in a word, breathtaking. I wish we could have spent more time there, but soon we'd have to pack away our cameras and hightail it back to the visitor center before nightfall. After a long day's hike, we ordered what ended up being far too much Texas barbecue for dinner. It was quite mediocre as Texas barbecue goes, but given how late it was and the remoteness of our location, and just the amazing time we all had at Big Bend, we were simply happy to be there and enjoy dinner together once more.